Hi everyone, I'm Carver and welcome to the video essay on Click. Today we're going to be diving into Click, the movie starring Adam Sandler. It was directed by Frank Corsi, written by Steve Coren and Mark O'Keefe. Adam Sandler also co-produced this movie. Click was pretty popular when it came out. According to a website called The Numbers, the movie had a budget of around $82 million and went on to make an estimated $237 million at the worldwide box office. And in this video, we're going to go over how Click is not only just a comedy, but it's also a movie that has a message. Now let's get into Click itself. The movie follows Adam Sandler as Michael Newman, an overworked man who barely is keeping up with his job, his wife, and his two kids. Michael reaches a point where providing for his family becomes his whole entire identity. He thinks that if he's a good man, the only way he can do that is if he puts himself forward and non-stop grinds, putting work above everything else when it clearly hurts the people that he loves. Now let's get into the story. One night, while looking for a TV remote, Michael goes and meets a random inventor named Morty, who is Christopher Walken, and Morty gives him a magical remote that makes him pause, fast forward, rewind, you name it. Michael has control over his life and hit the jackpot. I mean, he can dodge arguments, skip through long work days, even try to impress people just because he can go back in time and see what happened, right? He uses many things to his advantage, even like getting brownie points with his wife, but things start to go wrong when the remote goes on autopilot. Michael tries to avoid things, and eventually the remote catches up and automatically skips over anything stressful in his life. Years fly by without him even noticing, and he watches his kids grow up. He loses connection with his wife, and they get divorced, and he is someone who is successful on paper, but in reality has nothing left and is completely empty. And that's one thing about the plot within this movie. Striving for class and the American dream can also mean skipping the truly important moments. Michael, by the time that he realized that he was autopiloting and ruined so much, got a divorce, his kids were all grown up, he had a whole successful business, but yet was not happy on the inside. The movie ends up making you watch a guy who seems like he has so much control over his life just because he got a remote control that basically allows him to control his life, and lose all of the control because he was focused on being higher up and skipping through the easy things to provide, and it ended up costing him and his family. For me, I think the main message in Click connects to the class and the pressure to move up in society, because Michael is constantly chasing this idea of success tied to income, status, and being a perfect provider for his family. It seems like he believes the only way that he can be a good husband and father is making more money and climbing the career ladder. This shows that societal expectations around class can take over someone's entire life. Throughout the whole film, Michael sacrifices time with his family because he thinks achieving a higher social economic status will solve everything. A bigger house, a better lifestyle, a brighter future. All is one thing that he tries to chase for, and in the end, he becomes disconnected and unhappy, which I actually do have a quote that ties into the book for this. Click is saying that society pushes people to value financial success over real human connection. The pressure comes at a cost for Michael when he ends up missing moments in his life that actually matter. The film is basically a warning. If you let class expectation define your worth, you might fast forward through your entire life without really living it. And then, like I said, I have a quote. Click works as a message movie and connects to our class because, like it says in American on Film by Harry M. Benshoff and Sean Griffin, American dream has been defined in terms of material wealth, owning land, one or more homes, several cars, expensive jewelry and clothing, and so forth. More modestly, the American dream can be simply by freedom from want in addition to the numerous other freedoms: speech, assembly, religion, the pursuit of happiness, guaranteed by the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Yet these freedoms for all citizens to do or say what they want or live as they might desire are usually tied to economic success. The more money one has, the more ability one has to do or say as one wants. This really connects to Click because Michael ties his identity to his work. His ability to provide for his family makes him believe that climbing the corporate ladder and earning promotions and being more financially successful will make him a better husband and father. He skips through life and tries to follow the classic American dream thinking, which the idea that your value comes from achievement, status, and success. really isn't real at all. The movie shows that Michael chasing his dream means that he missed out on the meaning parts in his life, like spending times with his wife, his kids. The film's message is pretty clear. If you let class pressures and pursuit of happiness, of success define your life, you risk losing what actually matters. I found 3 reviews to go alongside the movie. All 3 of them make different points, but what is interesting is that they all kind of boil down to the same thing. They all kind of boil down to one thing, that Click is a message movie. Whether it's a good message movie or bad, because the reviews that I have are not good, but within all 3 reviews, they explain that Click is a message movie or compare it to a message movie. In the first review, which I will pop up right here, the writer basically summarizes it and explains the plot and argues that Click is a bad movie that borrows heavily from other films. They even claim that if Bruce Almighty wasn't written by the same writers, Click might have been accused for plagiarism. But honestly, the negative review honestly still helps my point. The fact that this is a message movie. The reviewer also says that it's influenced by A Christmas Carol and It's a Wonderful Life, which both of them are also very classic message movies. So even if the review is insulting the film and comparing Click to other movies that are literally designed to teach lessons, it still proves that Click is aiming to do the same thing. Now let's get into the second review, which I will pop up. Again, writer argues that Click is basically a ripoff. They will say that the plot copies Rosebud, which Adam Sandler is in, Multiplicity, It's a Wonderful Life, and once again, Bruce Almighty. But here's the key. All of those movies are still message-driven stories. They're all about self-reflection, priorities, and what matters in life, which still ties perfectly what I'm explaining. How the pressure of class and the chase of success can make you lose view on what is important, which is what happened to Michael in Click. And then, for the third and final review, which I have for you guys today, the critic says that the Click film is really bad, and they'd be surprised if the message actually lands with people. They compare it to The Lake House, which came out around the same time, and explain how The Lake House had the same kind of message, but Click did a better job. Even the reviewer admits that Click is trying to send a message. Their issue is with how well the message lands, not whether the message exists. All 3 reviews connect because they're all acknowledging the movie's message, and many of them compare Click to other emotional and classic movies that are messages. Each one review might be negative, but it still supports the argument that I've been making. Click is absolutely a message movie. Click, the movie, is a message movie, and the message centers around class. Michael chases the American dream so intensely that he becomes blind to the damage he's causing, skipping through life and autopiloting, trying to provide and reach a higher status, ultimately made him learn that it's going to push the people that he loves. And by the time that he realized it, Adam Sandler in the film was devastated, and all he wanted to do was make it right. And then when he made it right, when he got back in time and everything was back to normal, he was so relieved. And that's the whole point of the movie. If you let work, money, and class and pressure ruin your life, you risk losing the things that actually matter. And that's all I have for you guys. I'm Carver, and that is it for my video essay. Roll the credits.